many black women die trying to be a mini Messiah. Too many black women die trying to take care of everybody else's dreams while they neglect their own garden. Too many black women exhaust themselves trying to be a rehabilitation center for the whole community while they are dying softly and quietly. My sisters, protect your oil. Preserve your oil. Do not participate in oil spills. I hope you know your oil is worthy of protection. Your ancestors had oil, and they have given it to you as your inheritance. You are not showing up empty-handed. Even if they did not leave you money, they left you oil. Even if they did not leave you material things, they left you with spiritual riches. And so recycle your ancestors' oil and build on it. That same oil that raised Jesus from the dead is the same oil that the early church mothers and fathers used. It's the same oil that brought us across and through the transatlantic slave trade. It's the same oil that allowed us to survive colonization, Jim Crow, exploitation, and violation. It's the same oil that you have on today.
You all have just watched a graduation speech that gave me chills and shook me to the core. A black woman stood up there, no make tricks, no fancy words, just her voice and her truth. And within minutes, the room was so silent, gave her all ears, and some audience were already in tears. Why? Because she said something that majority of us are too scared, too tired, and too busy surviving to say out loud. Black women are dying silently, carrying the burdens of people at heart and neglecting their very own dreams. This wasn't just a speech, this was a sermon, a liberation, and a wake-up call. If you ever felt like you are carrying someone's burden while neglecting yours, you need to hear this straight away, because at the end of it, you will feel that spirit in you each and every time. So without wasting time, let's dive in straight away. I'm your host and presenter, Judy.
Countless systems have organized over the years to convince us and to convince themselves that black women are lacking. Somebody say that's a lie. That's a lie. But the truth is we're wealthy and we know it. We are wealthy in culture, wealthy in art, wealthy in science, wealthy in math, wealthy in engineering, wealthy in psychology, wealthy in theology, wealthy in philosophy, wealthy in the law, wealthy in sociology, wealthy in linguistics, wealthy in medicine, wealthy in business, wealthy in governance, wealthy in education. We are wealthy. We've got oil. There are those who don't want you to know it. They want to take from us and then pretend like they're doing us a favor. They say they want to operate by merit, while the most educated demographic in the United States of America is black women. The truth is we are a blessing to every boardroom, every political office, every laboratory, every corporation we enter. We are a blessing. We shift the atmosphere and we elevate the vision. We've got oil. I've come to tell you to remember who you are and remember what you carry. When we don't realize we carry oil, we stay on jobs that dishonor us. When we don't recognize we carry oil, we stay in relationships that break our hearts. When we don't recognize that we carry oil, We remain in religious spaces that don't believe we indeed are made in the image and likeness of God. When we don't know we carry oil, we are silent as political systems deny our human rights. We will call people friends who shade our shine. And when you don't know you carry oil, you will stand on your own wings. Oh, we have been taught to devalue what we carry. Internalized racism and internalized sexism is when we come to believe the lies we've been told about ourselves. Marginalization, racism, sexism can teach us insecurity and shame. But I'm so glad you made it to Spelman College. I'm so glad that you came to a place where the professors and administrators and staff and interim president and board of trustees all know that you carry oil. And so we reclaim who we are and what we carry, despite the drama and trauma that try to diminish you over these 4 years and before you even got here. And yet we are celebrating because you remembered who you are, and you awakened to the truth that you carry oil. In Matthew, the 25th chapter, we encounter 10 young women who also had oil. We hear about them in a parable that Jesus tells his disciples as he's cautioning them to remain ready for his return. The young women in the story are invited to a banquet, a wedding, a celebration, and here is our first lesson. When God calls you, invites you, assigns you, please answer the call. Life coach Shannon Yvette says, I don't want to be driven, I want to be called. Some of us, due to self-doubt, are driven to chase distraction, driven to chase busyness, driven to chase significance and fame. But when we are driven, we are never fulfilled. We feel empty on the inside, so we go places we shouldn't go, marry people that we shouldn't marry, take jobs that we shouldn't take, all because we are driven by a feeling of worthlessness. But I came on today to tell you, you are sacred and you are already enough. You're enough. You're enough. You're more than enough. You're enough. You're enough. You're more than enough. You're enough. You're enough. You're more than enough. Beloved, know who you are and what you carry so that you will learn to pray before you move. Learn to hear the still small voice within you. Know that not every open door is a good door or a God door. Some traps look like opportunities, and some dead ends start with a proposal. Take a sacred pause to check in with the Most High to know what is calling you. Did my ego call me or my desperation? Did my anxiety call me or my God? Who is calling me? Make up in your mind, I will only move when the Spirit of God moves. When destiny calls me and purpose calls me, that's when I'll answer. The one who called you knows what you carry. And so when God calls you in, don't shrink, don't hide, don't apologize, don't assume you're too young, don't assume you're not enough. When God calls you, show up in full glory, because that's what you were born to do. The next thing we learn in this parable is that there are some wise young women and some foolish young women. Beloved, watch the company you keep. The Bible asks the question, how can two walk together unless they agree? Who you walk with will determine where you're going. Who you walk with will determine where where you are going. And I'm so glad that there are those of you here today that have some wisdom in your circle, some wisdom in your family, some wisdom in the faculty, some wisdom from your foremothers. Anybody in here glad you got some wise people to walk with you? The ones that remind you to pray, to study, to affirm, to prepare, to walk in integrity, to heal, to grow, to share, to be your authentic self, whatever room you are in. Those are the ones who recognize the power of life and death is in the tongue, and they choose to speak life. Oh, I thank God for wise sisters. They remind us, as Maya Angelou said, to walk like you've got oil wells pumping in your living room. Oh, I believe we have some seniors who know how to strut with your head up and your shoulders back. And it's not just an empty strut, you have the oil to back up your confidence. The next thing we learn from these sisters is to be prepared. We don't just want the costume of preparation. Hair, nails, makeup are nice, but it is the inner woman that counts. God knows your heart. Keep your heart ready, and your mind ready, and your soul ready. May your daily prayer be, God, make me ready. God, make me ready. For whatever you have in store for me, God, make me ready. For the door you're about to open, God, make me ready. For the dreams you have placed in me, God, make me ready. And so the 5 wise women brought extra oil. What is your oil? Oil is a major source of energy, and it produces heat and power. Your oil, beloved, is your faith to tap into the power of the Holy Spirit. And as long as you have faith, your true medicine, you can move forward and know that you will make it, that you will survive, that you will come through, as long as you keep your faith. When I have faith, even when my funds are low, my light doesn't go out. When I have faith, even when they don't call me back, my light doesn't go out. When I have faith, even if I get passed over, my light doesn't go out. When I have faith, even if I am betrayed or abandoned, my light will not go out. So how do you build up your oil reserves, your faith, your power? I'm glad you asked. Pray without ceasing. Fast from distraction. Study the word. Spend time in contemplative practice so you can hear God's voice clearly. Get in the presence of people who nourish you. When you do this, your light will not go out. Daughters, a woman with faith, a woman with oil, a black woman with oil is unstoppable, undeniable, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. A woman of faith knows no matter how long it takes, God has purpose for my life. No matter how long it takes. And that takes us to the next lesson. The bridegroom was later than expected, so the young women took time to rest. I am here to tell you, the timeline you have created for your life will often not go according to plan. I know you think by the time you're 24 this, by the time you're 26 this, by the time you're 28 this, by the time you're 30 this. Plans are good, but our ways are not God's ways, and our thoughts are not God's thoughts. There are some things that you believe are going to happen, and it's going to feel like a delay. But I want to tell you, rest, but don't quit. These women rested, but they didn't go home. They rested, but they didn't give up. They rested, but they didn't assume they had missed their blessing. I know some of you plan to have your next degree by this age, to be married by this age, to be a mother by this age, to be the head of your field by this age. I want to tell you, there may be some disappointments along the way. There may be some delays along the way. There may be some setbacks along the way, but rest and don't quit. Rest and don't quit. Be a soft place for yourself to land. Get you some sessions, but don't quit. Call your prayer partner, but don't quit. Call the people that you trust, but don't quit. The indigenous Mexican proverb says, they tried to bury us. They didn't know we were seeds. Oh, there are some circumstances that will try to bury you. But oil is made underground with pressure and with heat, so they don't know what is being produced in you. Conventional oil can be pumped without heat. Unconventional oil requires heat to come forward. And you, my daughters, are unusual. You are unique. You are spectacular. You are extraordinary. Don't be distracted by the heat. What is coming out of you is extraordinary. I want you to know the delays don't disqualify you. God is making you ready. Now, this is the part of the parable that is hard for many people to appreciate. The young women who weren't prepared, the ones who didn't bring extra oil, extra faith, asked the wise young women for some of their oil. The wise women said, if we give you some of ours, there will not be enough, and we will all end up in the dark. Instead of trying to give out of your limited reality, instead tell them where to get their oil. Teach them where to get their oil. Too many black women die trying to be a mini Messiah. Too many black women die trying to take care of everybody else's dreams while they neglect their own garden. Too many black women exhaust themselves trying to be a rehabilitation center for the whole community while they are dying softly and quietly. My sisters, protect your oil. Preserve your oil. Do not participate in oil spills. I hope you know your oil is worthy of protection. And so, my sisters, my daughters, our graduates, when God opens the door for you, go in with your light on. Go in without apology. Go in without contorting or hiding. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I belong here. I'm worthy of this seat, worthy of this mic, worthy of this opportunity, worthy of this position. We are worthy because God gave us oil. You're not the first Spelman class to have oil. You come from a legacy of oil carriers. Like Marion Wright Edelman, you've got oil. Like Bernice Johnson Reagan, you've got oil. Like Alice Walker and Stacey Abrams, you've got oil. Like Pearl Cleage and Avery Sunshine, you've got oil. Like Esther Roll and interim President Rosalind Brewer, you've got oil. Now, the good news about oil is that it is formed from ancient organisms and it can be recycled. Your ancestors had oil, and they have given it to you as your inheritance. You are not showing up empty-handed. Even if they did not leave you money, they left you oil. Even if they did not leave you material things, they left you with spiritual riches. And so recycle your ancestors' oil and build on it. That same oil that raised Jesus from the dead is the same oil that the early church mothers and fathers used. It's the same oil that brought us across and through the transatlantic slave trade. It's the same oil that allowed us to survive colonization, Jim Crow, exploitation, and violation. It's the same oil that you have on today. It's available in South Sudan and the Democratic Republic of Congo. It's available in Palestine and Haiti. It's available to Spelman students and alumni. That same power is available to you. Walk in the light, beautiful light. Come where the dewdrops of mercy shine bright. Shine all around us by day and by night. Now, finally, I want to tell you, somebody say finally. I want to tell you that crude oil can be classified as light, medium, heavy, or extra heavy. I have been assigned today to let you know your oil is extra heavy. You are coming forward in times like these, in times of chaos and division, in times of intense racism and sexism, in times of degradation and dehumanization, in times of political corruption and destruction. But your Creator and your ancestors and the entire heavenly host have been collaborating for you to come forward with extra heavy oil. You will walk in places and shift the atmosphere because you have extra heavy oil. You will be a part of making the crooked places straight and the rough places plain because you have extra heavy oil. The glory of God will be revealed through you because you have extra heavy oil. You will speak truth to power because you have extra heavy oil. You will dance us into an authentic democracy because you have extra heavy oil. Walk heavy, 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 walk heavy.
So guys, welcome back. This was the most powerful speeches I've ever watched. I really felt it so deep to a point that it left me in tears. I've been trying to figure out how we suffer in the society as black women, and the same society still tries to label us as strong women. Black women carry the burdens of people at heart. They take care of people's dreams while neglecting their very own dreams. I have watched several black women dying silently from inside, trying to be nice to people while neglecting themselves. When she said that majority of black women die trying to be mini messiah, that line didn't just land, it cut. It's the raw unspoken truth that everyone needs to hear. Black women are suffering, and now it's time we use that our oil wisely. Some people didn't know that they have oil. Even me, I didn't know about it until I listened to this speech multiple times. It really motivated me because sometimes you feel so low, and when you hear your very own black woman, your fellow black woman, uttering the truth unapologetically, you feel motivated. You feel like you are living. You feel like you are something in the society, a woman of substance. Black women have been conditioned to carry, to heal, to nurture, to show up. But at what cost? Because you will hear the society saying that she's a strong woman. She doesn't complain. She can handle it so well. At what cost, honestly? The woman also talked about the silent funerals unattended. Not the physical ones, but the death of dreams, the slow disappearance of self, the outpouring of a cup that no one bothers to refill. These are kind of the suffering the black women have been going through in the society. They show up to everyone. They are there to help each and every person. Sometimes even taking care of your very own self. Sometimes even having time with their own self. It's not easy. And some people will still try so hard to make sure that the dream you have is totally dead. I really thank this woman talking about that oil, bringing up the topic on oil. I know those graduates really felt motivated and they're ready to face the society without fear, with courage, knowing very well that they're strong, they're able to do it. No one is there to question whatever they are doing, and you have to do it unapologetically. You have to show the world that yes, your ancestors suffered, but this time round, you are not ready to suffer. You have a voice, you can speak it out. We're in the 21st century, and people are so loud. They don't keep silence if they are suffering. And black women, is a time you start taking care of yourselves. It's a time you start keeping up with your dreams, making sure that you achieve those dreams you've been yearning to achieve. Because if you don't do that, there is no one who is coming to save you. They will always be happy when they see your dreams vanishing. They will always be happy when they see you broken. Now, we have to do it. We really have to do it as women. We need to be strong. We need to stay in line with our dreams. When the woman said that we exhaust ourselves trying to be rehabilitation center for the whole community, where I really felt it so deep, because it reaches a point that you have tried your best, but no one doesn't care to ask you, how are you feeling? Is she okay? Does she need some rest? Should she continue doing whatever she was doing? Is she still keeping up with her dreams? No one bothers to ask. But when there is a problem somewhere, it's always the black women. They want them to show up. They want them to be the rehabilitation center for the whole community, for the whole people. They expect them to show up whenever there is something going on. And for instance, the women in the United States, they have suffered each and every time. Racism, from Reconstruction, Jim Crow, redlining, war on drugs, name them. And they are still experiencing racism up to date in workplaces, at schools, in churches, shops, like all places. They are still facing this. And yet, these people still expect the black women to be strong. The society still expects black women to show up. Even if they're broken from inside, who is going to show up for us as black women? This is all black women in the world. We need to be strong. We need to stand our ground and do whatever we want. We deserve some peace. We deserve some mental health care. Because if you doesn't care about your mental health, who is going to do that? No one is going to take care of your health. It's you to do it. It's you to use that oil she was talking about. Burn it. Make sure it glows. Make sure it glitters. Because no one is going to do it for you. They want to use that your oil to enrich themselves. And guys, When this woman said that we need to protect our oils, she didn't lie. That line, it really sat on my chest. And even if you watch the audience in the room, they were so mesmerized. The voice of the woman alone, it was like a messiah coming down to rescue you from something so strange. Those young ladies felt it so deep. I even saw some in tears because this woman, despite being a public speaker, she's also a healer, a motivator, a mother. She's a mom to us. Because who will come out and tell you such kind of words? Who will come out and tell you the raw truth, the unspoken raw truth that the society doesn't want you to know? It's this woman. That's why I'm saying that she's like our mom. She's our mom. And we deserve to show her some respect. Honestly, since I listened to that speech, I'm feeling motivated up to now. Like I've just been listening to it all along. The graduates felt so happy, and if they didn't get motivated, I don't know who else is coming to motivate them. The woman said it all. She used the microphone and she didn't play with her truth. No one was there to stop her spitting those truths. It's a time that the society should start recognizing the struggles that the Black women have been going through. It's a time the society should start respecting Black women, respecting our struggles, our hardship, our feelings. They should even start asking, are you okay? How can I help you? What can we do so that we can grow up together? But if they still want Black women's power, action, help, who will save the Black women in the society? There is no one who is coming to do that. Anyway, if you felt so deep in this speech, let me know, because for me, I'm still feeling it up to now. It's my motivation for all the year 2025 and the rest of my life. I know I have an oil, and I know no one is coming to take my oil, and I know I need to use my oil wisely. It's my essence. It's my fire inside me, and it keeps me going. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section about this, because I'm feeling so moved. If you got touched, let's discuss it in the comment section, and also let's continue learning and motivating each other in the comment section. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I honestly appreciate it, and credit goes to the original creator of that video. I appreciate your support. Until next time, I'm your host and presenter, Judy. Let's meet on the next episode, and please remember to take good care of yourselves.